Right, welcome back everybody to, I believe, episode 28 in our F1 Manager career mode, where we're role-playing as the boss of AlphaTauri, Dario Franchitti. Lots of things going on in this episode. Before we even get to Miami, we've got the new aerodynamic testing period starting, so we'll be able to figure out what research we want to do, or if we want to develop new car parts. We'll have to have a look at those and see exactly what we should do if we want to go for the championship this year, or focus on 2024. So as you can see, we are currently leading both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. Had a real good start to the season. Couple wins, couple podiums. Things have been going really well for us. So as you can see, these are the current projects we have so far. We are still making some of our new underfloors, our new front wings, and also some side pods, but they're all construction ones or manufacturer. We have no design projects and we got no research projects currently underway. So as we saw, it was either the last episode or the episode before, there was a vote where the FIA voted for minor technical changes that will affect every part of the car for next season. So I think we probably should get a little bit of a head start on that. And given how crucial the underfloor has been for us, I think we'll start with one of those. So we got 56 days until the next testing period. So I think we'll put a little bit of effort into this. What do we got? We got 72 hours of that, so I think we'll use a third of it. And we'll use a third of our fluid dynamics hours as well. Looks like it's going to benefit pretty much everything except cooling, so that's fine. $75 days, we can't afford that. It's got to be less than 56. So there you go. So 5 of our engineers are going to be working on that. I think we'll do something easy as well. I think we need cooling. So engine cooling, how long does this take? 40 days with one engineer. Yep, that'll be fine, I think. So again, we'll put a decent chunk of our thing into that. A third of our hours into that. We'll just put one engineer on that. And I think for our next one, we might do a design. So our brake and engine cooling are pretty poor at this stage. So is our top speed. So I'm going to do some suspension here. And I think I'm going to chew up the rest of this for the suspension. So ironically, our brake cooling is going to take a hit. I wonder if we can change that. Yeah, there we go, we can. Alright, I'm going to do that, I think. because we do need to help out with the brakes. So I'm gonna give a little bit of an edge for that. It'll give us about 1.5%, so that'll be fine. Now top speed goes up slightly. What is it? Does it go up if we do anything with this? Does a little bit, eh? We do that. But our airflow has gone down a little bit. There we go. If I do that, that helps our airflow a bit. There we go. I think we'll do that. What if we keep going up on this? Yeah, that'll work. I put that up to here. Low speed doesn't really help much though, does it? I think we'll just do that. I mean, it is suspension, so you would think the wings would help with that more than anything else. I think we'll do that. It's going to take 30 days. We could always do 2 of them, and then we could probably work on the suspension again. We do have 4 engineers. That would do 23 days. We could probably get away with building something else as well. So how long does a front wing take? 39 days. We can always rush it as well. So yeah, I think we will do that. I'm gonna go 2 engineer. Oh, I wonder. We could go intense. That might be worth it. We're not going to have any upgrades for Miami anyway, because this said even on rushed it would take 16 days. So I'm thinking we're going to go intense for this. For the suspension. So that's what we currently have. We've got 3 manufacturing processes underway. From before, we are doing research into next year's car for the underfloor and the side pods, and we are building a new 3rd generation suspension piece for this year's car. Hopefully this will go pretty good. Okay, so Claire Hart has gotten in touch with us, saying that our tour center, boardroom, and memorabilia room are all in poor condition. So we're gonna refurbish these. Fortunately, these are not overly expensive, so we'll be able to refurbish all 3 of these. Without breaking the bank. Still got over 5 mil, so that'll be handy. I'm expecting a difficult Miami race, purely because I think other teams will have brought upgrades, whereas we are not. So this could be similar to how Saudi Arabia went around Jeddah, where we had a real good race in Bahrain and then struggled in Saudi Arabia. But we'll have to wait and see. We might be able to pull out something with the strategy. So I will catch you at the track.
We're in the state of year-round summer. It's the Miami Grand Prix, and we're here in Florida at the Miami International Autodrome. The streets of Miami Gardens will come alive with the roar of racing, and the excitement is only just beginning. Spectacle is the name of the game here in Miami, with a stadium at the heart of this track. With long straights and S-bends, not unlike Suzuka's Sector 1, proper ERS management is sure to give drivers an edge towards victory. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. The weekend begins here.
So we're in for a dry weekend. Hopefully no wet weather rears its head in the race. We don't have a fully upgraded weather center, so that could be wrong. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I'll catch you after practice.
Yellow ahead.
Copy.
Oh, and that's a crash! Let's see what happened there. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. A definite collision there. That's very unfortunate.
Car in the wall.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Yep. Understood.
Let's take a look at the replay. Watch this. There's Leclerc. Thank goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash. The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
So there you go, our first red flag, I think, in the entire series. Big crash for Charles Leclerc, who up until that point was the fastest man on track. Pretty early on in the session, I think we had only completed 2 or 3 laps. So not a good day for the Ferrari man. 20 minutes till the session restarts. Both of our guys can restart, since none of them were involved. Ricciardo was behind Leclerc, but he was far enough behind that he was able to not get caught up in Charles' incident.
Here we are, back for another day of Formula One action, where practice wraps up and qualifying unfolds. Yesterday's action gave us a fantastic taste of what is to come, and the anticipation within the paddock continues to grow. Qualifying promises to be as unrelenting as ever. Only the best, the most consistent drivers can progress from one period to the next and stand a chance of earning a place at the front of the grid. There's not much left to say, so let's get into it. They crashed out! Here's the replay. Okay, so there we have the Alpine. And that's an off, and a big off. And that was a bitter blow for the team, and it may have really hurt their overall chances.
Okay, so that's the end of all 3 practice sessions, and a really good day for us so far. I'm being a little bit surprised. I honestly thought that particularly Red Bull would be on it this weekend, and while it looks like they kind of are, they are still a bit behind us. In practice 1 we went out right at the end, and I think we were one of the only ones on the soft compound tyres at that point, which is why we're basically 1.5 seconds clear of anybody else. Practice 2, Pierre had a bit of traffic on his fast lap We only got 21 laps in because of the red flag for the incident with Charles Leclerc early on. We lost 20 minutes of practice, so probably about 10 laps worth. And Pierre never really got a clean lap in with his set of soft tyres at the end. And then in practice 3, we were able to get both our guys a hot lap right at the end, and we are 8/10 clear of the Red Bulls. The only car in the 30s so far. I'm expecting that to ramp up as we get into qualifying, but we'll have to wait and see. It doesn't look like anybody has any penalties, so we'll see what qualifying brings. Okay, end of qualifying 1 there, and we made it through pretty comfortably. Pierre's only, I was going to say he was only a couple tenths off Max, but I guess Max went even quicker on his final run. And Daniel is a couple tenths behind Pierre, 3 tenths. But 2nd and 6th currently. I'm more than happy with that. The 5 who missed out, but you got both Williams, Yuki in the McLaren, Latifi in the Haas, and Albon in the Aston Martin, losing out by 1/10.5 to his teammate Zhou Guan Yu there. I'll catch you at the end of qualifying 2. So Pierre found a truckload of time in the end of Q2 there. Good, what, 4.5 tenths. Daniel found a little bit of time, but nowhere near as much as what Pierre did. But both are comfortably through. And the man who actually missed out was George Russell. He had both Alpines making it in, so Ocon did find a good bit of time to squeeze out the other Mercedes. And Alpine look pretty quick here. See, Fernando is right behind Daniel there in P5. He's ahead of the Ferraris, and he's ahead of Lewis. So it could be a interesting tussle. It's a Red Bull sponsored top 4, and we'll see what qualifying 3 brings. Can we stop Max Verstappen? We're a tenth and a bit behind him. I don't know if Pierre can find that much time, but we'll have to wait and see. I'd like if Daniel could make a bit of a run at Perez. He needs a good 4 tenths to challenge the other Red Bull. Hopefully we are able to do it. We'll find out soon enough. Well, there you go. Our first ever pole position in the career mode. Pierre did his worst time. Actually, no, I take that back. Max did his worst time by a good 4 tenths. Then Pierre was able to improve enough from his first run to his second to top the charts there. So he's going to be starting P1. Ricciardo's going to be on the 2nd row. He got a lot closer to Sergio, but not quite enough to challenge the Red Bulls there. Unfortunate, but I'm real happy with that. Looks like it could be a bit of a breakaway at the front, huh? Because Max to Sergio, there's 3 tenths there. If Pierre and Max can sort of get away good, Sergio and Daniel might have a bit of a tough time trying to stick with them. And Fernando's right there, Lewis is there, Carlos, Charles, Valtteri and Esteban, to be brutally honest. There's what, half a second? Just over half a second separating the remaining 8 drivers. So it could be a bit of a slugfest between everybody. Have to pick the right strategy, I think. I'm leaning a little bit more towards a 2-stop here, utilizing all 3 compounds. I know that the hards can go a pretty good distance, The mediums are okay, and the softs are also okay, but we have a brand new set of all 3 compounds. So if we need to stop twice, we can. Otherwise, we'll probably just have to wait and see, I guess. I'm thinking of starting on the mediums, like we did in Imola. And we'll just see how the race pans out, I guess. Hello, post-editing Tez here. I didn't realize exactly how long this race ended up being. So what I'm going to do is split this episode up into 2. So you will have seen up to the start of the race, and then we will pick this up next time around.